塞的好水准。 received the Sutra on 42 section. So tonight we look over section 17 and 18. So good evening, my dear Shanya. Welcome for tonight meditation and Dharma talks. Today is September the 12th, 2018. Welcome. Everyone have a wonderful week so far. Last time we talked about the section on love. There's two types of love. What we consider compassion love and attachment love. So non-attachment and attachment. So today we look over this section 17 about how the light get rid of the darkness. So Marcus, can we read section 17 for us?
Sure. When light arrives, darkness departs. The Buddha said, "Those who see the way are like someone holding a torch who enters a dark room, dispelling the darkness so that only light remains. When you study the way and see the truth, ignorance vanishes and light remains forever."
Okay, this section, the awakened talk about light. So light here reminds us to have wisdom, right? So generally, there's two types. When there's dark, you need light. So dark here, he talk about our suffering, our anxiety, our fear, our all type of negative emotion. So when we have a negative emotion, if we have light, wisdom, then this negative emotion will disappear. So we as a human, we all have suffering, right? We have a lot of negative emotion in our life. Sometimes we look back from our past couple years that we did something or something terrible happened to us. So that thought, that emotion will arise all the time during our sleep, or during our awake, or during our alone. Right? Especially when you live alone, this thought will arise: suffering, anger, loneliness, negative emotion will arise. So at this moment we have to know the way. The way is the path, the method. We can able to deal with this negative emotion, right? Sometimes we have anger, we have fear, we have joys, we have all this negative or positive emotion arise. So that's why he said that we have to find a method or the ways to deal with it. So like darkness is negative emotion, suffering, all those stuff. And light is wisdom. You see what is good, what is bad for your mind. So he said that those who are able to see the way. So see the way here, he talked about seeing the path. Able to understand the path when you walk in. Just like before you have not studied the teaching from the awakened, you don't know the path, the way. When you are suffering, you don't know where to hang on, where to go, right? When we look back to our childhood, we have a lot of negative emotion, a lot of suffering. At that moment when we suffer, we have no one to hang on. We can run to our father and our mother, but they are not there with us. So what we do? Sometimes we go with friends, with relatives, or with somebody that we love. But if you play with the person like friends, if you have that negative emotion, and then you play the friends that cause you to have the more negative emotion, it's very difficult, right? So at that time we don't have nowhere to hang on. right? It's like we lost in the ocean. We have nothing to hang on. We drowning, and we see an old log or old wood, and we try to hang on, to swim to the shore. So here he talks about how can we able to get light, the inner light, the wisdom, through our practice, right? Before you don't know the method, the ways, you are lost, right? Most of us, we are lost. Just like me, myself, I'm lost too, right? And then I find a way from a childhood, understand the awakening teaching, and then I hang on it. It's like a log, a boat, a ferry. Because you know you live in a country with war, with suffering. A lot of every day we have to try to find food for living, right? So especially when we are a child, we only have place to hang on is to go to the temple, go to the monastery, right? That's where we play, where we go when we have suffering, we have sadness, we have all this kind of suffering. So in generally, children in society today is the same thing, right? When they have suffering, they have all this negative emotion. They don't know where to hang on, so that's why they use alcohol, drug, do all this thing to get rid of this negative emotion. They don't know where to hang on. So that's why society creates some kind of mental place, activity, place for children can go on, and some hotlines that they can call to hang on to help. So here the same thing. Sometimes we live in this world, we lost, right? We don't know what to hang on. So we have to use our wisdom to find the right place, the right method. Whatever place, method fit for us, we should continue to practice and to go to see the light, means the wisdom out there. Because when we born out, we have a lot of ignorance, right? A lot of delusion. We like a child, we don't know where to hang on. So we have to depend on mother and father, right? And this is the way. The mother, the father, very important that we will teach them when they are a child. When they grow up, they have this idea, this strong mind, this strong light. So when they grow up, adult, they're able to hang on for themselves. Sometimes even thought that we are adult, but we lost, right? We lost in society because sometimes society, the job, the environment you live, sometimes we have a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, fear. So we need a place, right? A place where we can come and meet together to share the information, to get help, right? So that's why society create a lot of what do we call, a lot of places people can come, right, to get help, like church, temple, monastery, or Zen center, or other anything you can name. There's a lot of women, they create some kind of program, right? So they can come and get help. So that's why, especially last month, one of the guy, he worked in the Navy. Usually the Army, the Navy, when they come home from the war, or they retire from their duty, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of depression, right? A lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, right? So they come here and to learn meditation to be able to help them to calm their mind. Because even though they outside is tough, strong, but inside they are very weak, right? You can see G.I. Joe or G.I. Jane, but the men or the ladies are very tough outside, but deep inside, they're very weak, right? Because we have the weakness inside us. So that's why they have nowhere to hang on. They have to have, after they retire or whatever, they stop their duty, they come home, They sometimes have depression, stress, anxiety, and most of them, they kill themselves. Right? So I have information about the Navy. The guy, he came and he come and to learn meditation, and he invited me to go to give some lesson to the Navy, because inside there have a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of stressful. So they don't know where to hang on, right? After their duty, after their work, they come up with fears. So it's very important that we need a place, a method. The ways here is the path, the light inside ourselves. Every time we have suffering, fear, anxiety, we have to trigger, we have to get this light up. So here he talk about there's three types of wisdom here. The first wisdom we call skillful wisdom. Skillful wisdom means that we have to learn, we have to read, we have to listen. That wisdom comes from learning, reading, listening, right? That's only understanding, that we call understanding wisdom. The second is we call wisdom of contemplation. We have to put into practice. When you're able to understand, study, learn the method, then you have to put into practice, right? That's what we call the wisdom of contemplation. And the third wisdom we call the wisdom of realization. That's the wisdom of enlightenment. So when you learn, you practice, and you get the result. So the last one we call the real mark of wisdom. In the wisdom of through your practice, you get this light. So sometimes we learn it and understand it. That's only learning from understanding. But we have to put into what? Practice. To practice. Just like if you're sick, you're ill, you go to the doctor. The doctor prescribes you a medicine. But you just hold the prescription and you get the medicine and you don't drink, then what? Your sickness, your disease will never cure. Right? So here the same thing. The doctor is like the Buddha, the awakening, the teacher. The medicine is like the method. You understand the method. But you have to what? You have to take the medicine to be able to cure. So fortunately that we have understand the teaching, the method, but sometimes we don't put into practice, right? Because practice is very, sometimes it's very difficult, right? But sometimes it's very easy. So it depends how we practice. So he divided in three levels of wisdom. First, we have to understand. The wisdom comes from understanding, listening, learning. The second is the wisdom comes from our practice. We have to contemplate. And the third wisdom we come from the realization of the truth, right? So one of the Zen masters say, three levels of wisdom, like you go on, you cross to the boat, cross to the other side of the shore. First, you have to jump in the boat, right? And then what? You have to row, right? Rowing. And then when you row to the other shore, you have to what? You have to get out of the boat and walking. So three things. Sit down, get in the boat, rolling, and get out of the boat. You cannot just sit in the boat there forever. The boat will sink, right? So sitting on the boat is like learning, right? And rolling is like what? Practice. Yeah, working. And the other one, the last one is you have to what? You have to throw the boat away. You cannot carry the boat with you all the time, right? So the method is temporary. We just use like a ferry, a boat, a finger point to the moon. The main thing you use to see the moon, not the finger, right? So that's why we cannot let go of the finger yet, because we have not seen the moon yet, right? So that's one of the Zen masters say, this is our wisdom, the same thing, like crossing the other side of the shore. So this shore is surfing, the other shore is happiness, wisdom. This shore is surfing, the other shore is happiness, peace, calm, harmony. So this chapter, section 17, he talk about how we're able to have light all the time. If we have light all the time, there's no darkness, right? Light here means tỉnh giác, always mindfulness. When you have always mindfulness, truthfulness, there's no anger, no delusion come to you, right? If delusion is anger come to you, you know right away. You will stop right away. Most of us, we don't have mindfulness, tỉnh giác. That's why angry come, frustrated come, we just automatically get angry, right? So our practice is every second, every minute, every moment, we always mindfulness. Mean always tỉnh giác. Don't let any anger, delusion, thought try to pull you, right? So that's what we practice. Even though when we walking, we sitting, we lying, we standing, always this awakening, awareness, mindfulness arise. So that's why we have to practice every. If the deep practitioner, they always have this awareness, this mindfulness for themselves. Whatever they're doing, they're driving, they're walking, they're talking, right? If you are not mindfulness during your walking, talking, you will trip. Like one of the guy, he came in here, he almost stepped on the little girl. I told him, you have to watch what you do it. But he just lying there and he just walked, almost stepped on the baby. So when we walk, we have to be mindful. When we talk, we have to be mindful. Everything around us, right? If you don't mindfulness, then you get accident, right? You get harm. That's why whenever, every morning, every afternoon, I do a walking meditation in the forest. So I have to be careful around us, around the environment I'm walking. Otherwise, I will step a lot of bugs, a lot of ants, a lot of snails. Because right now it's rain, a lot of snails coming. So that's why I have to walk and I have to be mindful. Look about 3 feet away from me and walking. Right? Otherwise, if you are not mindful, then you kill a lot of insects. That means you create a lot of karma. Right? You see a lot of sentence dying. Right? So that's why during the summer, usually during the retreat, the rainy season, the Buddha don't allow his disciple to go around begging, because during that 3 months of summer, there's a lot of rain and a lot of insects coming. So if we go walking outside and begging, then the monks will kill a lot of insects, right? Worm. So that's why the Buddha say that the 3 raining seasons, you should stay one place and practice. And the let people bring food over. Right? So that's why we have a habit of every 3 months of the summer, we have to stay one place and practice. So go back to our practice is to be mindful whatever you're doing. Walking, standing, lying, talking, driving, washing the dish. Right? This is our practice. Right? Chopping the vegetable. Some people are chopping the vegetable, if they're not mindful, then what? They will chop their hand. I saw a lot of ladies volunteer down there, they're not mindful. They're chopping and talking. That's why they cut their hand. Right? Some way so you come volunteer to be mindful. What you doing? Some people chop and then chop the bug too. And then the blood inside the food. They don't know. Right? So whatever we do, we just awareness, mindfulness what we do. Just like I do the garden, plant this afternoon. I see when I dig it up, there's a lot of bugs, a lot of worm, because rain season is coming. So I have to be careful, otherwise I chop out the worm. So when I dig, I have to dig slowly. I don't go. That's why we have to be careful when we dig the ground. Because right now, rain season, a lot of worm coming out. So when you do garden, this is our practice. Right? So this is to help us to realize that how mindful, how awareness, how tỉnh giác you are, what you do. Right? Even though you're eating, you're drinking, you're driving, do all the activity. Even the doctor himself have to be mindfulness. He have to take care of the patient, right? If not mindful to take care of the patient will be get sick, more sick, right? So we do whatever we do always with this tỉnh giác, tỉnh thức, always mindfulness, always awareness, always awakening what we do. So here, if you awaken your awareness, your mindfulness, this is light. This light will stop the darkness. So he talk about light and darkness. Right? This is practice. So do whatever you do, whatever method you use, always be mindful, always be awareness. Sometimes we talk, right? We forgot to be mindful, then we talk somebody, other people fault, gossip, right? So this is our way to practice. Just like in tradition of take Ikhan, every hour, I have an hour, he strike a bell to remind us to start what we're doing. Like 1 second or 1 second. And now you can download on the phone, right? Your phone has a bell. iPhone or whatever smartphone you use, there's a program very good. You can set every half an hour, 1 hour, there's a bell. Try to start what you're doing and relax and go back to yourself. So if you carry a watch, there's a watch, there's a tick, right? There's a phone to help you. So all this material help us to be live in the moment, right? In the present moment, what we do, and start and contemplate, what have I done, right? So this is our practice. Okay, we go to the section number 18. Marcus, can you read the next one?
Sure. Thoughts and so forth are basically empty. The Buddha said, "My Dharma is the mindfulness that is both mindfulness and non-mindfulness. It is the practice that is both practice and non-practice. It is words that are words and non-words, and cultivation that is cultivation and non-cultivation. Those who understand are near to it. Those who are confused are far away indeed. It is not accessible by the path of language. It is not hindered by physical objects. If you are off by a hair's breadth, you will lose it in an instant."
Okay, so this point you are the deepest practice, right? So this is a very high level of practice. I mean, we practice, but we do not attach to our method. So he said, "My Dharma, the teaching, is the mindfulness." So first, a beginner, we teach you how to be mindfulness, how to be gentle, how to do it, and then through your practice, to the point you don't need any method. When you let go of the method, just like go back to the doctor and the patient. When the patient get well, he or she don't need the medicine anymore. You have to what? You have to stop using the medicine, otherwise you get more sick, right? So here he has talked about when a person is sick, drink the medicine. When he get well, he don't use the medicine anymore. So my Dharma is mindfulness, that is both mindfulness and non-mindfulness. So first you are not mindful, we try to teach you to be mindfulness. When you fully mindfulness, you don't need mindfulness anymore because it's automatically come with you, right? And then the second one, it is the practice that is both practice and non-practice. First you practice, and when you're enlightenment, you don't need to practice anymore. Do you see that? It means when you practice, don't attach to your practice. It's like if you meditation and you sit 2 hours, you say, "Oh, I'm better than her. She sits only 1 hour. I sit 2 hours." That means what? You attach to your practice. You see that? So practice and non-practice mean whatever you do, don't attach to it. Don't let this ego arise. What you're doing. So this is the high level of practice, right? And another sentence said, it is the world that world and non-world. So mean when we understand the world, the language, but do not attach to the language and world. Right? If you attach to language and world, then you will get nowhere. Right? Because word and language only show you. It's like I said the word heart. In your mind, what's the rice? Is it hot like pepper, hot like mint, hot like fire, right? So the hot is so general. So if you attach to the word hot, I mean, each person have different mind, different thinking, right? So that's why we have a meditation. When you close your eye, a person say a word, and then your mind start wanting and chasing the word. Like everybody close one eye. Can you close your eye 1 minute? This is our way to practice. Close your eye and try to relax. And I begin to say some word and see what your mind is so hot. It's cold. Think about something that you don't like. Think about something that you don't like. Think about your childhood. What is the most suffering in your life? Who am I? What is it like to be a billionaire? So we will stop right here. Can you open your eye? So do you attach any term of the world? When I say the term, what is the most suffering in your life? Is there anything arise in your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is very powerful. That means our mind still attachment to the word, to the term. When we heard something, and suddenly our minds, what we call our consciousness, is so fast. It picks right away. And meditation helps you to slow down. Don't judgment right away. Right? Don't attach to word and language. Right? So here you can go home and practice with your wife or your husband. Just say one word. One person sitting, another person say some word, some term. How's your mind? Like at that moment. Right. So he said that we should not attach to any word, any language. And the next one is cultivation, that is cultivation and not cultivation. So our cultivation is to practice not to cultivate and not cultivate. Mean effortlessness. Don't attach to your cultivation. And then he said, those who understand they are near. If you are able to understand this method, you are near to enlightenment. If you don't understand, you are confused. You are far away from your enlightenment, far away from your path. And then that's why I say it's not accessible by path of language. I mean, language is only help you like a finger point to the moon. But language is not enlightenment, right? And then the last one is that it is not hindered by physical object, and we should not attach to object. We see everything as chooseness, suchness. Table, bells, flower, clothes, diamond, money. We see as it is, not attached to object, right? Not hindering to physical object. If you off by a hairbreadth, then you will lost instantly. I mean, it's very instantly we lost our method, then we will fall away from our practice. Just like a second, a minute. Right? So here is the high level of practice. You don't have to get here to unable to understand, because depending on what level your practice are. Right? Here he talk about how the teaching, the Dharma, at the end is like a finger point to the moon, a fairy, a method of medicine. But don't attach to it. Don't say, oh, this method better than our method. This method is, my method is better than your method. If you attach to that method, then your ego arises, right? So all methods, there's 84,000 methods, whatever method you use it correctly, right? It's like we walk from here to the Renton mountain. There's many roads. Pick the right road, the road that fit for you, easy for you. Don't pick the road so hard, and then you climb halfway, and then you feel tired, and then you go back down, and then you see the road is easier, you climb up, and then you see, and you feel tired, and you climb back down. Right? So here, choose and pick the path that right, that fit for you, and then learn attachment, learn attach to the path. Right? So here he talk about how we are able to cultivate. The thought is emptiness. The basic of thought is emptiness. All thought is emptiness, empty, right? Because thought is come and goes. Nothing stays forever. So this section is go deeper. The person who practice deeper meditation, the people who have what we call the last stage of enlightenment, the last stage of prajna, wisdom, the deep realization of truth. Let's go back to the three wisdom we got. The wisdom of learning, the teaching, listening. The second, the wisdom of contemplation. The third wisdom we call deep realization. So this section talk about deep realization. Right? That means at this point we don't attach to our method. We don't need the method anymore. But right now we need method. If we let go of the method, we will suffer. It's like you drown in the ocean, you depend on the boat, the ferry. If there's no ferry, you will what? You will drown. Right? So the boat, the ferry is like this body. We depend on this body, we use this body to practice. If you don't have this body, then what? It's hard to practice, right? Imagine this body is sick. This body is tired. This body is grumpy. It's hard to practice, right? That's why we need this healthy body. That's why we have a healthy body. Every day, you old or young, try to get some exercise, get your body healthy. If you have a healthy body, you have practice easily. But if you have sickness, you have tired body, it's hard to practice. Right? So this body is like a ferry, a boat, a method. Okay, we will start right here. We can go deeper and deeper on this section, but when you start right here, so you can ask a question, so you can able to understand that the method you use during your practice. Any question about these two sections? Yes, go ahead.
On practice and non-practice, I thought it was talking about interbeing. You can't have one without the other.
Yes, it's also like that.
That's okay.
Let's go back there.
Could you explain again about the finger pointing at the moon?
Okay, the finger is like the method. The moon is your true nature. You understand now? So the main thing is you depend on the finger to see the moon, just like a child. You want to show the moon to the child. What do? Hey, look at the moon. Follow my finger and see the moon. The main thing is see the moon, not the finger. Just like our Buddha nature. The finger is like our method. Our Buddha nature is like the moon. Have you realized the moon yet? Are you confused?
What was your question?
My question is, did you realize the moon yet?
Did I realize the moon yet?
Yes.
I would say no.
Okay. Are you still dependent on the finger?
Mostly.
That's good. So finger is like the method, right? The true moon is your awakened nature. So we depend on the method, whatever method you use, like follow the breath, counting your breath, awareness your thought. That's the finger, right? When your mind is calm and peaceful, then your moon will appear. So the main thing is we have to see and realize our true nature. Now you understand the finger and the moon now?
I think well enough.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else have any comment or question?
I just think the bell or some kind of reminder is good because that sentence, you're off by a hair's breadth. I mean,
Yes.
the mind is so strong, and
Yes.
that recently happened.
That's right.
And then you get stuck on the whatever, the darkness, and then, or some people do, and then you
Not
need
you,
some
right?
kind of reminder to go back. What?
Not you, right?
No, I'm speaking from experience, but it's just, it's weird how you're on a good path and then all of a sudden just something triggers. And I think the trick is to go back or have a reminder, because I was kind of stuck in that, suffering or whatever.
Okay.
I guess because I forgot, I don't know, it's just this mind is very strange, powerful.
Because our thinking mind is habit of thinking, habit of chasing, desire, fears, all of things. And then the method we just use, because this monkey mind is like you roam around. Now you try to tie a monkey, it's very difficult. While try to catch the mind, it's very difficult. Monkey mind is very difficult. Right. So
But you're aware you're doing it.
yeah, it takes time, patience. Yeah, day by day, month by month, year by year. Then sooner or later you will tie the monkey. And then the monkey not still, it's still try to break up, and then just you're back there.
Yeah, so I have a question. Everybody has a different psychological state of mind. Everybody has their own life experience, their own conditions, things that they've had to encounter in their life. So I'm wondering if it's more difficult for some people to obtain enlightenment because of their conditions or things, maybe adverse events that might have happened in their life, or is it a similar process?
Enlightenment is the same, but everybody have different weakness, different strongness. Right? Just like a person who addicted to drug for 30 years and a person who addicted only 200 years. Which one is easy to pick? The 1 year guy. The 30 years guys take longer. So it's just like back to your question. Yeah, it's like that. Enlightenment is like that. It depends on that person, how attachment, how ego they are. The more they have ego, the more they have attachments, take longer. they have less attachment, less this, they can enlightenment faster. It depends on your lifestyle, your situation. Yeah, it's also different. But when the enlightenment is the same, everybody can achieve enlightenment. Right? Enlightenment like light, surfing, all those stuff is like darkness. You just turn on switch and then all the surfing is gone. Right? Like even the light, the cave is dark for thousands or millions of years. You just need one light and the darkness is gone. So your enlightenment like that. Even though you have a lot of suffering, a lot of anxiety, fear, attachment, one light, wisdom will, all the suffering will go. But it will take time, patience. Cannot be one day and one night. Right. Okay, good question. But sometimes we realize it and then we forgot. Because as a human, we tend to forget stuff easily. Oh, I come to the Dharma, I listen, I understand, go out, people bother me, and go back to reality, all the same. Because our memory is not very strong enough. Right? When we go back to the word tận giác, our awareness is not strong enough, even though we hear and go to different areas, it's very slower. Our trigger is slower, but we go to the monastery, it's trigger faster. Right? So that's why we have to come here every week, every month to practice. So make our minds more stronger, our trigger faster, and we go out to society, we'll be better. So don't give up, continue trying. The main thing is the Zen master say, just continue walking, but don't go too fast. If you go too fast, you will trip, you will fall, and then you will give up. Just step by step, slowly, strongly, continue going. If you go, you will get there. If you don't go, you will never get there. You find out how slow it is. Most Westerners, they like to come here and get 3 months, 6 months. They realize they want to get enlightenment fast. Enlightenment like that. That's why they come here only 3 months, 6 months, and then go. They don't get enlightenment, they quit. This is the ego, right? The attachment.
The quick drive.
Yeah. They want to do something that is like what we call something that quick. Like fast food. Yeah, magic feel. Cannot be magic feel because you do it with your monkey mind. So you have to go daily, monthly, years. You can get improvement. Don't ever give up because the lazy mind try to play with you, trick you. Oh, what's the point of going there? It's boring. And then you go find a place. And then that's why we have to overcome the laziness, demon inside. Yes.
So let's say that there's people out there who take a lot of medication, and the severity level of their psychological condition is very acute, meaning that it's the highest level of severity level. And these people are taking medications every day. Is it possible to eventually obtain enlightenment?
What kind of medication they use?
So it depends on their condition, but like some people have to take psychiatric medications. I work in an acute care facility.
So that person is different.
Yeah, so their psychological level of care is more.
So if they have psychological, it's take longer because they depend on this drug to cover the awareness they are waking. Without this drug, they are normal or something. So if they can use the drug to awareness, to awaken, it's fine. But they use the drug for drowsiness, for dizziness, for sleep is very hard. So it depends on the person, how mental, how they are, how strong, how severe they are. Because usually the drug can block your awareness. Usually more of the drug put you to sleep, put you to rest. Like most mental people, they drink a lot of medication to put them to sleep, right? You can ask the doctor. If you have a mental illness, children, they give you a medicine and suddenly the people go to sleep. If they are not asleep, they are not thinking. They go, why crazy? Everybody say psychiatric here?
Used to be,
Used to be? Okay.
no more.
Okay. What's your experience on that
It
level?
was just a real busy mind,
Okay.
and I couldn't quiet it.
I see.
Used to take up almost 20 different medications, but not
Oh.
different medications, but a day, and
Oh,
not anymore, none.
okay.
It's just,
So,
you gotta, through things you learn, and like you say, the practice, learn how to quiet your mind just by breathing, meditating. Nature helps me.
Yes,
That's
good.
where I go.
Okay.
Just go out and experience sunshine, trees.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else have any comment, question?
Like we talk about the practice,
Mhm.
it's easy to fall into that easy rut where it becomes the routine, right?
Yes.
And snap yourself out of it to go back to doing the things you need to do.
Yeah. Sometimes our habit will pull us back. That's why we need a sangha, right? We call it sangha, is energy. That's overcome. Just like you come here, people sitting, you cannot just lying down sleep like at home. You just sit 5-10 minutes. Oh, let's go sleep. But that's why we have a sangha. They sit, you sit. They awake, you awake. That's why the power, the energy of the sangha is very important. It's bring the energy, overcome our laziness, our bad energy, habit. Okay, any further question, comment? Okay, we will recite that in advance and we'll have to close. Living beings are innumerable, I vow to save them all. Reflections are endless, I vow to read them all. The Dharma are uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways and excel, I vow to attain it. I vow that the merit and virtue from this goes everywhere, enrich everyone, so that all of us and all living beings will rise